Welcome, everyone. It's been so long that I have been live. I've been working so much on all of our stuff, but I thought today I wanted to come on and hang out with you guys, have a little bit of interaction with you because it's been so long. I miss you. Welcome. Hello, everybody. It's a good day. Happy Sunday. Woo! I've got so many cool things that are coming up April 1st. So some of them are secret and I'm not able to share about exactly what's going on April 1st, but I can say that the burger book is going to be released April 1st. Now the release is going to be a little different than a normal ebook release, but that is the surprise. So you'll have to stay tuned and watch my stories. I'm going to be sharing all about it come April 1st. So April 1st is the day to look for all kinds of stuff. If you want to be part of my email list and get daily emails during the launch, you can send me a direct message with your email address and I will add you to my email list. Otherwise, I'll be sharing stories and all kinds of goodness here on Instagram and on Facebook and everything about the launch and featured stuff in the book. And Nate's book is coming out April 1st as well. His book is called Dude Food for the little guys, the little dudes in our guts. So his book is about that. There's some sauerkraut recipe, kimchi, there's salads and smoothies. There's 13 new nice cream recipes, I think, in there. So we just finished that. He just has to do a couple little tweaks and then that's finished. So that'll be available April 1st as well. I had a question. Somebody asked what's in the emails. The emails are going to be featuring certain things about the burger book. I want to start sharing tips and tricks and recipes and all that kind of stuff in my emails. So if you are interested in getting exclusive content that you don't see here on Instagram, feel free to DM me. I will add you to my email list and you'll get emails. I also share in my emails kind of like upcoming events that I'm part of or specials that are happening, but mostly I want to start sharing more tips and tricks and that kind of thing, like to benefit you. I want to give you guys as much as you can get to help you on this lifestyle. So combo deals. Yes, I will have combo deals. Watch April 1st. April 1st, everything will be revealed. I have two extremely special things that are happening April 1st, along with the burger book launch. So the burger book, something super special and something super, super special. So I just can't say anything yet. So April 1st, mark your calendars, watch my stories, interact with my content, like and comment, share, whatever, tag me in your stuff. So you interact more with my page, so you'll see more of my posts. And that way you won't miss any of the special stuff that's happening starting April 1st. So yes, definitely join in on all of that. It's going to be exciting. I know I keep saying that, but but I just want to come on also a little piece of life update. If you guys have watched my stories, I shared a little bit about this, but I wanted to talk about it here. Nate and I have to move. We got a call from our landlord. We rent our place and we got a call from our landlord that they want to sell our house and we don't want to purchase this property. There's no yard. We have just one little raised bed. There's no room to like lay out in the sun and we don't get very much sun exposure, if any. There's like maybe one little tiny spot up in the office that's sunny for like 20 minutes and then it's gone. So there's like no sun in here. And we want to move to somewhere else. So we were thinking we'd stay here for a couple more years and save up and then get a property or what have you. But since they sprung this on us, we're like, okay, now we have to move. But we're like, where do we want to move to? Because we could really go anywhere we want. Why not, right? So we decided that we're going to move to Vegas. We're gonna move to Vegas. I know John Kohler lives there, Marcus and Kara live there, so we'll probably connect with them. But Vegas has a very, very special place in our hearts, and that's why we choose to go to Vegas. It'll be really close to Zion and Bryce Canyon, which also hold extremely special spiritual places in our hearts. The desert is where Nate grew up when he was really young, so he's going to have that connection again in the desert. And I love the desert. I love the desert. I love the heat. Oh, I'm so excited. So that's big news that's happening. We're going to be moving out of Oregon and into Nevada. We are also looking at Arizona and some other places, but I feel like we're like 95% set on Vegas. So that's where we're going to go. Big news, and it's unexpected because we were just thinking we were just going to be here forever. We were like, hey, maybe we stay here for the rest of our lives, just get a property on the other side of the lake or what have you. But it is very, very, very expensive to live here, and it will be nice to have a yard and be able to just lounge outside without being in a complex, because we're in a complex. So there's like other houses attached and stuff. It's a townhome, but we're just renting because it was the best place that we could get. The rent here is very hard to get into a place, and it's very expensive. So we decided we're going to move to Vegas. So that's happening this summer, and whew, yeah, lots happening. I'm going to check out some of the questions you guys have in here. I just wanted to pop on and share what's new. The burger book being released April 1st. Specials happening April 1st. And I am so incredibly appreciative for all of you guys, all of you who like and comment and share and message me and send me your love, and all of you who make compassionate choices every day in your daily life. Thank you for making those compassionate choices and being kind to yourself. You deserve it. You're worth it. I love you and I believe in you. Thank you for making those choices, and thank you for all your support. It truly means the world to Nate and I and our kitties. They love you too. We've got a question in here. How do you do raw foods in the winter? Well, some top tips would be to make sure you eat enough, because when you're under eating, you feel more cold. So like your metabolism downregulates, and you can feel a lot more cold when you are under eating. So the body's kind of conserving energy because you're not giving it energy. So you can feel more cold. Don't eat things right out of the fridge. Keep as much produce as you can on the counter, like fruits. The only things we really keep in the fridge are like berries and greens and celery and carrots, like things that wilt easily or go bad easily. We'll keep those in the fridge, but everything else is room temperature. We don't eat a lot of freezing cold things unless it's an ice cream. But my smoothies, this is a great tip for people who don't like freezing ice cold smoothies, is to make a smoothie with room temperature ingredients, like using bananas, berries, other fruit, that kind of thing. Blend it with room temperature water and add 2 cups of ice at the end. After you've blended it, add 2 cups of ice and then blend it for like 3 seconds or something, just to blend the ice into it. Then it's cold in your mouth, but it's not cold in your belly. This helps me so much because I feel cold after I drink a cold smoothie. I feel cold after I eat an ice cream just because it's cold. And it's so much nicer to have really nice and cold in your mouth, but then warm in the body so that you're not having to compensate for that cold. Plus, the ice cream and frozen like smoothie bowls and stuff like that can actually slow your digestion because it's so cold. It's a much different temperature than inside your body. So cold foods can slow your digestion. So if you want it cold, just have it cold in your mouth. And then once it gets into your stomach, then the digestion will be a lot easier. So for those of you who might have issues digesting cold things, try doing that for a smoothie. It might help. Other tips for winter: use spices. Use warming spices like cayenne, turmeric, ginger. All of those warming spices are really good. Use the Vitamix to warm up your sauce. You can blend for 1 to 2 minutes and it warms up the sauce so it's not ice cold right from the fridge. Use your dehydrator if you have one to warm things up. Use warm plates. And try not to, like I said, try not to eat everything out of the fridge. Like if you make a cold salad with cold lettuce and cold cucumbers and cold tomatoes, cold onions, cold mushrooms, and a cold dressing, it's going to be cold. So try to have everything at room temperature if you can. Exercise is a great way. If you're feeling cold, just do 100 squats or 100 jumping jacks and you'll warm up. Wear hoodies if you need to. Wrap up in blankets if you need to. But yeah, I have actually 13 tips. I think it's 10 or 13 tips on my YouTube channel. I have a whole playlist talking about how to go raw in the winter, because my first 5 years as a raw vegan, I did them in Edmonton, Canada, where some days it goes to -40. So it's nice and cold there. Winter lasts like 7 or 8 months. And I managed to do it for the first 5 years. And I believe you can too, if possible, of course. So yeah, those are some tips for raw in the winter. Can't wait to buy the burger book. The burger book is almost ready to be released April 1st. And it's going to be released with 2 very special things. Not only is it the burger book, and not only is Nate's book being released April 1st, but I have something very special that I've been wanting to make for years, and finally able to make it. And there's also something else very, very special. So April 1st is the day to watch for the burger book and all the special stuff. Come in, and again, if you guys want to be on my email list, send me a direct message with your email address and I'll add you to that. So excited, can't wait to eat the burgers. Oh yeah, there's some good ones. There's like my favorite one, I mean, they're all so good and very unique, very unique. I tried to make them fun and interesting, but my personal favorite would have to be the Juicy Lucy and the chili cheese. Those are my favorite ones, but there's tons. There's 40 low-fat ones, which just use like chia seeds or maybe a tablespoon or 2 of seeds in them. So they're considered low-fat because you're splitting it, you're making 4 burger patties and you're not eating the whole amount in one sitting. So they're low-fat. And then there's 20 higher, I would say moderate fat. But again, since you're using like, say a cup worth of nuts and seeds in the recipe and you're splitting it into 4 to 6 burgers, you're really only getting a few tablespoons in each burger patty. So it works very well with a low-fat diet, especially if you eat it with a big low-fat salad. You're totally golden. You can enjoy those more higher fat burgers just fine. But I have help and tips and stuff in the book too to help you with that. And again, the offer combos, just stay tuned till April 1st. Everything's secret. I can't talk about it. Let's see, what else do we have? Any other questions, guys? Let's see. Can I know your name? My name is Lissa, actually. My name is Lissa, and my actual birth name is Melissa. I just go by Lissa online because when I went raw, I felt like I wanted a different identity in a way. It's still my identity, and Lissa was a nickname that I had when I was younger, and I really just always resonated with it a lot. So that's why I'm Lissa. But my real name is actually Melissa. So I actually only know you as Raw Food Romance. That's so funny. Yeah, I know a lot of people by their usernames. I'm like, what's their actual name? But yeah, Melissa. My full name is Melissa Eileen Maris. So that's my name. Congratulations on the book. Yay! I just live there to avoid the sales tax. Yeah, in Nevada, no sales tax. Oregon too. John Kohler, yep. Are you moving? Yes, I'm moving. I am moving to Vegas with Nate. We have to get out of our place because the landlord called and said they want to sell our place. So we got first option to buy our place, but we don't want to buy this place. And it's not that we don't love it. It's that we want to buy something different. We want to buy a piece of land, or we want to have a yard. We don't have a yard right now. So it's not the option that we want right now in our lives. So we have to move. And we decided since we have to move, we might as well move out of the state, move somewhere we want to go. just a different adventure, because we love it here. We love it here. It's not that we don't, it's just, why not? All right. So we're going to go to Vegas because Vegas, like I said, has a very special place in our hearts. It's where we've spent a lot of time when falling in love and on vacations. And we just really, really resonate with Vegas and the area in general. It's really close to Zion, which we have very special spiritual connections to. So it's just going to be a great adventure for us. We're excited. I'd like to share a recipe with my Facebook group to help promote your new book. Oh, I love that. Well, I do have a recipe in the book that is also available on YouTube. So I have a YouTube video for the falafel burger. If you want, you are more than welcome to share the falafel burger recipe video in your Facebook group. And the recipe is part of the video, so you can share that. That's totally cool. And you can obviously make the burgers and share pictures of the burgers after too, once you get it. That would be super cool. But yeah, the bundle. I said too much. Anyways, yes, moving to Vegas. You guys will see April 1st. Thank you for your beyond delicious recipes. Thanks a lot for sharing your lifestyle, inspiring people all around the world. We're from Germany and love your recipes and daily inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing that. That means the world to me. I love being able to share and help inspire people. That's my greatest passion in life. And I am so happy that I'm able to inspire so many people all over the world, everybody. My hair, this is the first time I've showered in like a week. So it's just kind of nice to have normal hair again. I've been working, okay. So with everything that's happening April 1st, I have been working until 2 or 3 in the morning, and I've been getting up at about 7:30 every morning to get back to work. So I love it. Don't worry about me. I'm loving it. Yes, I am tired, but I am just super excited for everything that's happening. And because there's a deadline, April 1st is the deadline, I have got to get everything lined up, ready to go. So hopefully you guys can all benefit from what's coming, and I hope you can be a part of it and all that good stuff. So again, I don't want to say too much, but it's been a very, very, very heavy month, and I feel like in mid-April I'll be able to take some time and just go for some hikes or something, because it's been a while since I've actually really done a good hike. We've gone on some little mini ones, but there's just been so much work to do that we've had to really hunker down and do our work. So, but again, you guys will see. April 1st. April Fool's is not an April Fool's joke. Not an April Fool's joke, but everything will be released on April 1st. Don't like cold drinks. I drink room temperature water. Yes, I love room temperature water too. Unless it's like a super hot day, then obviously we like to drink cold things, but you've helped me so much. Thanks for all your books and videos. You're very welcome. What's your new channel? I have 2 channels. Well, I have one channel and Nate and I have a channel. So my channel is Lissa's Raw Food Romance on YouTube. There's over 700 videos up there. I was trying to do a video a day for the year of 2021, but because of all this stuff that is happening, being released April 1st, I haven't had a moment to do any videos. So I'll get back to the daily videos after all of this is done. But Lissa's Raw Food Romance is my YouTube channel. Nate's YouTube channel is Raw Natty Nate. You can find links to our YouTube channels in our bios. So if you go to our bio and you just click the link, you'll be able to find a link for the YouTube over there. And our joint YouTube channel, which we still haven't been able to edit videos, it's just we've got so much to do, oh my gosh, is called Tales from the Tailgate. And that is just basically us adventuring around, being raw vegans, and how we eat raw while we are traveling or adventuring or hiking or what have you. So that's a really fun page that we want to get going more to. Again, there's just been so much happening that we haven't been able to. But you can join us over there. And Burger Book. Yep, Burger Book. Looking forward to the new books. Any advice to buy first dehydrator? Yes. So there's two things to think about when you're buying a new dehydrator. I went through 3 inexpensive dehydrators before I bought my Excalibur. So I spent as much money on those 3 that I would have spent if I just bought the Excalibur right off the bat. Now, the problem with the cheaper ones was that they were stacking dehydrator trays, so you only had like a certain amount of space. You couldn't put like stuffed mushrooms in there or like a bowl of sauce to warm up. Like you couldn't really do anything like that because you were limited to like enough space to do banana slices or apple slices, or not even kale chips. I couldn't even do kale chips in there because they're too high. You would like squish them down. So I don't like the stacking trays. No stacking trays. Don't get one with stacking trays. Unless you're just doing dried fruit or sun-dried tomatoes and that's all you do, then the stacking trays is cool. These dehydrators, the inexpensive ones, I think some were like $60, others were like $80 or $90. But the fan broke on all 3 of them. And like things would drip down into the fan area. And what else? Oh, they all have a hole in the center, which is where the air comes up, and it would be uneven. So sometimes I had to like turn the trays around so that the other side would get more heat than the other one. It just like, I didn't like the stacking trays, and I didn't like the fan from the bottom, and they worked, but they weren't great. And then I invested in an Excalibur and never looked back. It's been incredible, and we haven't had any problems. Nate and I have 2 because I had one and he had one. So when we got married, we had 2. So we've got 2 dehydrators, and sometimes we actually end up running both. It really depends on what we're making. If we're making a lot of kale chips, we'll have both going. Or if we're making like Thanksgiving dinner kind of thing, we'll have both of them going because we make like the mushroom loaf and the coconut, like bacon bits. We'll make stuffing and desserts in the dehydrator. So we've got both dehydrators going sometimes. And I don't think I would enjoy a 4 or 5 tray dehydrator. By the way, guys, it's 11:11 right now where I am. Take a moment and manifest your reality. Manifest what you want for your life. It's 11:11. This is the manifesting hour, minute actually. It's the manifesting minute, 11:11. Manifest with me. What do you want for your life? What do you want for today? What do you want to achieve for your goals right now in your life? Think about those things right now. We'll get back to the dehydrators in a second. All right. It's 11:12 now. Every time I see 11:11, I stop and take a moment and just think about everything I want to manifest in my life. I was actually born at 11:11 a.m. on December 3rd. So it's a very special time for me. Anyways, dehydrators. I love the Excalibur because the trays pull out. So I can pull out as many trays as I need to fit whatever I need to fit in there. The fan is on the side, on the back. So it's blowing towards the front, not up from the center. So nothing drips into the fan, and the fan has been great. I've had my dehydrator now for almost 4 years. So I would say around 4 years, and never had a problem with it. And I run it like a lot, mostly just to marinate vegetables. Like I don't eat a lot of fully dehydrated stuff, but marinating vegetables or drying the patties for the burgers a little bit so they actually fit so they're not mush when you put them in the burger. But yeah, we don't really eat a lot of fully dehydrated stuff, but it's really, really nice to marinate veggies in, which we do quite often. So I recommend an Excalibur. I know the Sedona out there is pretty good. There's a few others, but I would look for trays that pull out and for the fan on the side, and maybe even a timer if that helps you for food prep. Dehydrator, plastic or better ones? Well, ours is plastic, unfortunately, but we don't really think too much about it. It's not like a make or break thing for us. We would rather have it than not, but we could probably look at investing in some metal trays maybe one of these days. I'm just like, there's so many things to think about that I'm like, it works, right? You have beautiful skin and hair. Thank you. There is a filter on right now. See the rainbow? I just wanted to put it on because it's rainbowy and it's cute, but thank you. My hair is really nice. I always thought that I would lose my hair when going raw, but I've been raw now almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in September, so 6.5 right now. And my hair has just been awesome. The only time that I felt like I was losing it a little bit was during times of extreme stress. So when I got divorced from my first husband, I had been raw for about 1.5 years. And that extreme stress, I started losing a little bit, but it was only during the stressful time. And then after that, it stopped. And then again, when my ex-boyfriend and I broke up, both right before I started dating Nate, we broke up, and that was a very stressful time too. So I did notice that. And also I noticed, pro tip for those who don't know, I know there's a lot of people who know this, but I didn't know this. I mean, we can't know everything, right? But when you wear your hair in a ponytail and it's wet, and you use a tight elastic, it can break your hair along this area where the elastic is. So I did not realize that, and I was going to hot yoga every single day, almost. Maybe would go like 6 times a week, give or take. And I would always wear my hair in a tight ponytail at hot yoga. So it was the heat and the sweat and the wet and everything, because my hair was like wet when I would leave hot yoga. Anyways, when I got down to Oregon, I went for a haircut, and the girl was like, you have so much breakage around this area. She's like, do you wear an elastic when your hair's wet? And I said, yes. And she's like, that's why. So that's why I had to cut my hair last year, because I had a lot of breakage from wearing an elastic in the heat. So don't do that, guys. Don't wear a hair elastic. I switch now, and I just wear a hair clip to keep my hair up when I'm doing things like hot yoga and stuff. But otherwise, my hair has been awesome. It's grown quite a bit. Last year, it was cut about this much, so it's grown pretty good in a year. So, but yeah, I believe that the reason my hair has not been falling out and all of that is because I eat enough. And that's something that I talk about a lot here and everywhere, is that it's so important. It's so important to eat. We need to eat enough calories. And I would say 90 to 95% of people who try out a raw diet are all under eating. They're not eating enough calories because they don't know how much to eat. And that's totally okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of or guilty, or like, you don't have to beat yourself up about it, because we just don't know. We're not taught how much we need to eat when we're eating real food. We have to eat more. So using an app like Chronometer just in the beginning to get to know your food is a great idea. You don't have to rely on it for the rest of your life, but you want to learn how much equals 2,000 calories. What does 2,000 calories even look like? I would say, yeah, 95% of the people that I coach that have issues, like we'll get on a call and they're struggling, they've been raw for a couple months and they just can't do it, and their hair's falling out, and they're too tired and they don't know what they're doing wrong. And we go through their daily inventory of what they're eating, and the majority of people are eating between 800 and 1,200 calories a day, which is not enough. That's how much like a 6-year-old needs. So we need to be eating at least 2,000 calories, aim for 2,000 calories. And if you're still hungry, eat more. The only thing is that we just need to eat low fat. That's it. Like, you can eat lots of fruit and lots of veggies and lots of sprouts. I eat lots of sprouts, and you guys know I eat tons of salads, 2 salads a day, and we sprout like crazy. We've got lots of lentil sprouts. We go through like probably each of us goes through 2 cups of lentil sprouts a day. We do broccoli sprouts. along with our big salads. And I average around 2,400 calories a day right now. That's my happy space. Some days if I get on an activity kick where I'm like going on hikes with Nate every day, or we're going to the gym, which we used to go to, but we haven't been lately, especially with the bundle. But I'll tend to eat around 2,700 calories. Very, very few times have I gotten up to 3,000. Those are like ravenous days where I'm just like super hungry. But normally I fall in the 2,400 to 2,700 calorie range at 10% fats. So I'm getting adequate amount of fats because that's around 30 grams of fat a day, which is just perfect. If you're eating only 1,000 calories, 10% is like 100 calories or from fat, which is like 11 grams of fat. So as you can see, like 10% is different depending on the whole volume. So if you're eating 2,400 calories, you're getting 27 grams of fat. If you're only eating 1,000 calories, then you're only getting 11 grams of fat. Both are at 10%, but one is abundant and appropriate and the other one is under eating. So we have to eat more food in general. And when you eat more fruits for breakfast, when you eat more fruit for snacks, when you eat bigger salads, when you have date-based dressings, then you can enjoy fats and still be in the 10% range. You can still have a high-fat burger patty and still be in the 10% range. It really depends on what else you eat during the day to balance your day out to 10%. But again, you can use Chronometer to check all that stuff out. Where's Nate from? Ooh, great question. Nate is actually, he was born in California and he grew up in the Orange County, I believe. And he moved here to Oregon when he was in his teenage years. So he grew up here in his teenage years, but he spent his childhood in the desert in California. So he's basically lived here ever since he was a teen, and it'll just be fun to go back to the desert, somewhere different for both of us. I know it's been different for me because I moved here from Canada like a year and a half ago. So it's just a big adventure for me. I'm like, yeah, well, let's go anywhere. But for him, this is where he grew up. This is where he has a lot of memories and stuff. And I think it'll be really cool for us to have a new adventure together. Hi from Russia. Hello. Hello, hello. You're very cute and beautiful. Thank you. We're family, Lissa. No secrets. What's the secret? I can't tell you guys. I can't tell you the secret. The secret you will learn on Thursday, April 1st, 7 a.m. Pacific time, April 1st. It's not an April Fool's joke. We will be sharing some cool stuff happening April 1st. And it will coincide with the launch of the burger book and Nate's book, Dude Food, and some other secret stuff. So April 1st, guys, I really want to share it with you, but I can't. I can't share it. April 1st, just hang tight. It's only a couple more days. I purchased a Ninja Foodie. It has a dehydrator function. Cool, cool. Hey, as long as you have something that works, it works, right? You can't control the temperature on some stuff. Yeah, on some stuff you can't control the temperature on the dehydrator. That's another reason why I like the Excalibur, because you can set the temperature. We tend to have ours always set on 110 Fahrenheit, and rarely do we change it otherwise. So, what is your favorite kale to dehydrate? Oh, good question. I really like the purple curly kale to dehydrate. That's my favorite, mostly because it's pretty. It's because it's purple in it. I had purple kale in my wedding bouquet when I married Nate. So I love purple kale. I like green kale too for kale chips. But as for eating kale, I really like the Lasianto, the black kale, the dinosaur kale. That's my favorite one to have in salads, unless I massage the purple kale. I massage it with, I don't use oil or salt, but I massage it just with my hands. I roll it like this, I squish it, I massage it, and it's just a lot easier to eat. And you could also massage it in the dressing that you want. Just get in there and just massage it. You could let it sit for about a half an hour before eating it as well. That just kind of softens the kale. It's really nice. But yeah, is it right to eat so much calories for everyone? Maybe the structure of my organism is different. and is enough to have less than normal. Well, again, it depends on your height as well, but on average, we need 2,000 calories. That's just average. The thing is that if you are under eating, then you're naturally going to adapt to needing less. And this is just not healthy overall. It's a survival mechanism. So if I was under eating, then I would naturally not be as hungry because my body would be like, well, you're under eating, so I'm not going to be super hungry because I know there's probably not very much food around. It's all survival, right? And the body will react depending on what you put in. So if you start to put in more food, and this takes time because we have to train the body that food is available. So we have to eat more food over like months sometimes. Like we have to train our bodies that we can eat more. And we can eat more. We just have to eat the proper foods, right? It's not about eating less. It's about eating the proper foods. If you're eating the proper foods, you can eat in abundance and get enough nutrition. That's the problem. When you calorie restrict, you also nutrient restrict. So you're not getting as much nutrients as you would if you ate enough. So you really, really, really want to look at what you're getting. That's why I highly recommend using Chronometer when you're starting out, or just to learn about what you're putting in your body. Our bodies, your body is priceless. And I know we can say priceless and people are like, yeah, but think of the most expensive vehicle in the entire world. It's a Bugatti. It's called La Voiture Noire. And it's $18 million for this vehicle. If you were gifted a car, a sports car, that was worth $18 million, would you not take care of it? Would you just put crappy gas in it and just drive it around over potholes and everything? Or would you let it sit and rust in the garage, not using it? Would you do that with an $18 million vehicle? Probably not, right? You'd probably put the best gas in there. You would probably treat it like super wonderful or what have you. Our bodies are worth, there's no price tag. They're worth more than that. They're priceless, yet we treat them like we would an old beater vehicle. We put cheap gas in it. We don't put gas in it. We put the wrong fuel in it. We try to drive around on an empty tank. We don't do maintenance. We don't take it out for drives to keep everything running properly. I mean, the majority of us, and I myself have in the past, treated our bodies like they were dump vehicles. And they're not. It's the one free gift that you were given, and it's the reason why you walk this earth. It's the reason why we're sitting here talking to each other. We wouldn't be able to do this if we didn't have our bodies. Our bodies are priceless and so important. We need to respect them and treat them as such. So we need to put the proper fuels into our body, and we need to put enough fuel into our body as well. The body will adapt, but adapting to circumstances doesn't necessarily equate to health, right? If we're in an area where we can only get a few items of food, yes, we can survive, but our gut bacteria is going to struggle because we're not giving it the variety. And plus, you guys, the good bacteria that live in our gut outnumber our cells in our bodies. There's more of them than there are of you, cells. So if we say that we care about every cell in our body, we want to nourish every cell of our body, then we need to also nourish those guys because they outnumber us. There's more of them than there are of us. So we not only have to nourish our cells, but we have to nourish them as well. And their food source is fiber. Raw plant fiber is their absolute favorite food source of all. So giving them a variety of fiber, none of this only eating 4 or 5 different things because it's easy to digest. This creates a weaker gut. Yes, it's easier to digest because you only have the bacteria to digest that, right? I mean, I don't want to use absolutes here, but when you eat a low variety of foods, then you have a low variety of probiotics in your good bacteria, in your gut microbiome. If you eat a wide variety of foods, You can eat a wide variety of foods and not have any issues. Like Nate and I will have sometimes 20 different things in our salads. No gas, no bloating, no nothing. But we've worked really hard to build a really strong gut. Some people will look at our salads and be like, oh, I could never eat that. And of course, because their gut bacteria is not tuned and flourishing enough to be able to digest that. So it really takes time. It takes a gradual introduction of variety of foods and consistency. So we don't eat broccoli just once a month. We eat broccoli very often. We eat cabbage every single day. Cabbage doesn't bother me at all. I can eat like 6 cups of cabbage and have 0 gas, no problems. But it's because I eat it every day. And it's not about starting with like 4 or 5 cups of cabbage. It's starting with like this much. Just put that much in your salad. It's not, you don't want to eliminate foods that cause gas. You want to lower it down to the amount that your body can function with, right? Obviously eating enough calories of everything else, but add just a little bit. Add 1 floret of broccoli. If broccoli bothers you, it's likely because you don't eat it very often and you ate way too much of it for your gut bacteria to handle. So instead, get a little crown of broccoli and every day eat 1 floret with your salad. And then after a couple weeks, eat 2 florets with your salad. And then after a couple weeks, eat 3 florets with your salads. And then gradually work up, because it's kind of like going to the gym. If you haven't gone to the gym for a while, it's not like you can go right in there and start lifting 60 pounds, right? You want to start slow. You want to start with the 10s. Do the 10s for a little bit and then work your way up to the 15s. Do those for a little bit. Work your way up to the 20s. Do those for a little bit. Build your gut microbiome like you would build your muscles. Start slow and just start adding those things. Add more variety. Try new foods. Get some radishes in your salad. Get some sprouts in your salad. Start with just a little bit of sprouts if they bother you. Start slow, but don't eliminate them, because if you eliminate them, the bacteria that digest them are going to die off. They're just going to be like, well, you're not giving me that fiber, so There's thousands and thousands of different strains of bacteria in our gut, and they all like different things. So if you want a strong gut, eat good variety and eat enough. Remember, if you're under eating, if you're not getting enough fiber, then your bacteria is suffering. And again, they're part of us. They live symbiotically with us. They provide 90% of your serotonin, which is your happy hormone. So we want to feed them. When we feed them, we feed us, right? We get happier because they produce more serotonin for us. They are 70% of our immune system. So if you want a healthy immune system, feed your good bacteria good variety. Get that going on. I'm sorry, I went on a little rant there. I am so passionate about the good bacteria in our gut. I'm mega passionate about it. So I'm all about the variety. I'm all about eating enough. Nate and I do a lot of kimchi and sauerkraut and sprouts and all that good stuff to feed our good bacteria. Let's get back to the questions here. Sorry about that. I went a little bit crazy. How do you keep up with buying the amount of food? Good question. We actually go every 2 to 3 days and we only buy what we need. So it's not a big deal, because it's not like we go shopping once a week or once every 2 weeks and it's like this major giant shopping trip. We're spending hundreds of dollars. We're just going to the store and picking up a couple things we need and we're done. It's really easy. It's fast. It saves money because we go less often. We don't buy things that we might eat and then don't eat and then it goes bad in the fridge. So we're saving money, we're saving on waste, and we get fresh stuff. I would rather have fresh stuff than, towards the end of the week, you're like, oh, that lettuce doesn't look so great. I don't know about a salad, right? I'd rather have fresh stuff and be excited about eating my food than trying to buy everything on Sunday for Saturday. It's way easier to go 2 or 3 times a week and just spend a little less and get what you need. So that's how we do the food thing. Do you drink fresh juice regularly? I don't. Actually, we don't even have a juicer. We don't do juicing. I will have a juice randomly. It's not that I don't like juice. I just prefer the fiber, and I don't juice fast. I don't fast at all, except when I sleep. So yeah, we don't have a juicer. We don't do juice. Maybe every once in a while we'll do fresh orange juice in the morning or in our smoothie. but it's not often. I don't even remember the last time I had orange juice, maybe like 2 months ago. I don't know, but we prefer smoothies. If I go to a restaurant and they have really cool like raw juices, I might try one there. What else? If I'm in a rush and we're like running errands and we need something really quick, there happens to be a juice bar around, or from an airport and all they have is fresh raw juices, yeah, I'll have one. It's not the end of the world, but I don't do it regularly. It's not really part of my lifestyle. So yeah, I prefer the fiber. Again, feed these guys. Juices have very little fiber, especially if you're using a juicer that expresses pretty much all of the fiber out. The fiber is like one of the most important parts of fruits and vegetables. So when you're juicing it out, you're basically starving those guys. So yes, you're nourishing your cells, but you're starving over half your cells, good bacteria. So it's not really my jam. I'm not really into it. I, again, prefer to eat whole foods. Blended doesn't count. I consider juicing and oils to be processed foods, because you are processing something completely out of it. Blending it in a blender is not the same as like processed foods, because you're just blending it and then you can chew it in your mouth, right? So you are processing it, but it's not like processed food where you're actually eliminating one of the major components of it. So that's why I don't like doing juices, and that's why I don't like doing oils, just because the fiber's gone. And the fiber's, I personally think fiber is more important than protein. Fiber is the most important, personally. That's my opinion. How do you clean your fruits and veggies? I actually have like this. I want to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys. Let's go in my kitchen. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay, so I use Norwex. And if you want Norwex link or whatever, I have a link in my bio for Norwex, but I want to show you guys this super cool fruit and veg wash mitt. And I believe in April, they are going to be selling this with Norwex. This is a limited edition mitt that you just put on, and you can scrub your fruits and veggies with it. It's rough and it's got silver in it, so it helps to kill any bacteria while you're washing and stuff. This is amazing. I love this mitt for like the rougher stuff, like carrots, even cucumbers I've used this for. Tomatoes, not so much because they're softer. I use we have like our other Norwex stuff that we'll use for that. But yeah, this is amazing, and they rarely have these, except that they are going to have them in April. So if you want to grab Norwex stuff, send me a message and I'll hook you up with my friend Erin, a vegan ray of sunshine, because that's where I get all my Norwex stuff from. So definitely worth it. And on that note, I'm just going to grab this. Is the fresh produce wash that we use from Norwex. We add this to our water for our lettuce, for whatever, or you could just spray it like on grapes. This stuff's great on grapes. It's an enzyme product, but this is what we use. If you don't want to use it, that's cool. Just use baking soda or vinegar and just wash. We don't wash everything that we make, but we do wash a lot of stuff anyways. But lettuce, you know, like the regular stuff, but that's how we wash it. We like to wash our fruit, especially our tomatoes or anything like nectarines, peaches, plums, mangoes, the kind of thing that attracts fruit flies. We tend to wash those as soon as we bring them into the house, because number one, it washes away any like little fruit fly eggs that lay inside crevices, because they lay, like, you ever wonder, like, all of a sudden one day there's like 100 fruit flies and you're like, where did they come from? Well, they lay their eggs in fruit waiting for the fruit to rot. So once the fruit gets ripe, then the eggs hatch and the babies have food, right? So when you wash them, you dramatically decrease the amount of fruit flies that can come into your house. So we do wash our fruit when we bring it in. And it also extends the shelf life. I've noticed that when we wash the tomatoes, when we bring them in, they last longer. So that's great. Plus, added bonus, it's already washed, so you can just grab it and eat it, no problem. But yeah, we use the Norwex produce wash and that rag. So yeah, let's head back over to the back over to the couch over here. Will one gain weight a bit when one increases calories? It depends on your activity level and how much you increase to, but if you increase, oh, sorry guys, my tripod's kind of all over the place. Oh, and we've got Raja coming in to join the show. Come on, Raja. Come here, boy. Let's see if you can see. Raja? Raja! He's gonna make his little nest here. There you go. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, so when you increase your calories, you want to decrease the amount of fats that you're consuming, because if you increase your calories and your fat percentage, then yeah, you're going to gain weight. It's the fat percentage that matters. It's not that you're eating 2,000 calories, because if you're eating 2,000 calories of fruits, greens, sprouts, vegetables, and a small amount of nuts and seeds, then most likely you won't gain weight. I used to calorie restrict a lot. I worked in the natural health industry from 2002, I think, or 2003 or 2001, until maybe like 5 years ago. I was working at like the natural health stores, and I was indoctrinated to believe we needed tons of healthy fats and we needed to calorie restrict to lose weight and all this. So I was like, I believed without a doubt that we had to calorie restrict to lose weight. So when I went raw, I would always try to calorie restrict. Unfortunately, that's not how you can't apply those rules to a raw diet. You just can't. It just doesn't work. And so entertainment for you guys. So if you are going to increase your calories, also decrease your fat percentage, and you should be fine. Remember to still get healthy fats. You don't want to eliminate them. Just eat them appropriately for the body, and you should be good to go. Lissa, could you describe what the Dude book is about? Great question. Dude food. It's dude spelt D-O-O-D, so it's gender neutral, but it's actually not even for us. It's for the dudes in our gut. It's just basically high fiber, choose your own adventure, raw vegan meal plan. That's really what it is. He's got recipes for smoothies, nice creams, salads, and entrees. Some of his favorite recipes he's just included, and it's basically choose your own adventure, so you can pick from any of the 4, and he's got some information in there. He's got sauerkraut recipe, a kimchi recipe, which is amazing. I love his kimchi so much. He bought like tons of cabbage to make more, so I'm excited for more. It takes like 3 weeks to make it. Well, you can eat it right away, but 3 weeks is like a good amount of time. 3 to 4 weeks. It tastes amazing. He also just made some purple sauerkraut too. So he's got recipes like that in there, but it's really about food for the dudes in our gut. The little dudes. He calls them the little dudes. So it's dude food for our guts. But for you too, right? Because it's raw, it's good, it's all that awesome stuff. I thought you need to be a calorie deficit to lose weight. I would love to address this question. So, in society, we already eat the wrong foods. We eat things in moderation, we make justifications, we have cheat days, we don't always eat healthy, we go too long without eating, we don't eat properly, blah, 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 all these things. Because of our choices, we are forced to restrict our calories to lose weight. Because if we eat 2,000 calories high fat and junk, then yeah, you're gonna gain weight. Because it's the fat in there that is preventing insulin from getting the sugar into your cells, and the sugar is then stored as fat. And every bit of fat that you eat is stored as fat anyways. They actually tagged fat with a radioactive compound so they could see what it does in the human body. And every bit of fat that you eat is stored as fat for later. But there's never a later. And fat blocks insulin from getting sugar into your cells. And that's why we feel so tired after we eat a high-fat meal, is because the fat is preventing insulin from giving your cells energy. So we feel like lethargic and tired because we just don't have the energy. We need carbs. Carbs are our energy. And the reason why calorie restriction is so popularized is because everybody doesn't eat properly. So again, cheat days, moderation, all of those excuses. We still want to have those little things in our diets. Therefore, if we want to have those little things in our diets, we have to portion control and restrict and keep it manageable and stuff. But when you're eating raw and you're eating low fat, you can eat a healthy amount of calories and still maintain a healthy body weight, whatever that might be for you. You might lose weight, you might gain weight. We need to focus on fueling ourselves. We don't need to restrict when we are on a raw diet. As long as we're eating an appropriate amount of fats and we're eating an abundance of variety and enough calories, then with time, the body will naturally reach where it wants to go. But the whole calorie deficit thing, if you want to get into calorie deficit, add exercise. You can still eat 2,100 calories and go for a 5-mile run and burn lots, but don't compensate, or compensate is not the word. Don't compromise your nutrition just to lose weight. You don't want to be restricting your nutrition. Eat enough and eat variety. And if you want a deficit, just add more exercise. That's really the best way to do it. But if you're eating lower fat, you're eating 10% total calories from fats, you're still getting an appropriate amount of fat because you're eating a lot of volume. You're trying to get that 2,000 or more calories, again, depending on your body. Some people need more, but aim for 2,000, stick to low fat, and just increase your exercise and hydration. And sleep is so important too. Sleep and stress relief, all of that comes into play too. It's not just about calorie restriction. How to train the body to, if I gain weight at 1,400 calories or more. You're likely not eating. I mean, it's really hard to assume over text because I don't know what you're eating now. But if you are under eating, then the body is in starvation mode and you will gain weight when you eat more. But you have to, in order to teach your body that there is food around. So it's tough. And I would need to have a coaching session with you and go over what you're eating and what you're doing and all of that stuff. But I would just recommend starting to slowly increase and decrease the amount of fat that you're eating and stop eating the junk and stop cheating and start adding more exercise. But if you add exercise, you have to eat more too. Because if you're only eating 1,400 calories and you're going for a 5-mile run and burning like 600 or 700 calories, you're in a severe deficit, and that's not sustainable. You're under eating, you're not getting enough nutrition overall, you're not getting enough protein, you're not getting enough fiber. So yeah, I would definitely look at moving towards eating more whole foods, more fruits, more veggies. Start with adding just more fruits and veggies. That's the easiest thing that I could say. Don't add more fats. Eat a small amount of nuts and seeds, but add more fruit and vegetable calories to your day. How do you avoid bacterial growth when sprouting? Number one tip to avoid bacterial overgrowth while you're sprouting is to buy sprouting seeds specific for sprouting, because they test the seeds to make sure there is no bacteria that could just grow while you're sprouting. I've been sprouting for almost 7 years and I have never once had a problem. Another thing is that I sprout everything myself and our home is vegan, so there are no animal products, and the bacteria that typically infect the sprouting stuff is E. coli or salmonella or some other bacteria that comes from animals. So because there's no animal products in our house and we're sprouting everything ourselves from actually tested sprouting seeds, we have zero worry. We don't worry about that at all. So those are some tips for that. What was it that got you finally to stop junk fooding? Why can't I stop? How do I start caring? Aw, that breaks my heart. Oh, I was there. I was exactly where you are. I had so many problems with junk food. I ate a whole bag of Doritos for breakfast. I'd be eating them and then just be like, why am I eating this? why am I eating this? And I would just keep doing it. Like, it was crazy. I was eating so much junk. I was drinking a lot of alcohol. I was eating a lot of animal products. I'd have my healthy meals here or there. I would try to do raw for a couple days and then I'd fall off. And then the thing is that for one, you're eating overstimulating foods right now. So it's very difficult to get off them because you're used to them, right? So raw food might taste a little bland because it's not the raw food that's bland. It's the other stuff that's too stimulating. So the comparison is too dramatic, right? But also, you might not be eating enough in general of the healthy stuff. If you start eating more healthy things, then it's less likely. I'm not saying it's like it gets rid of cravings completely, but it really helps you make better decisions when you fuel your body properly. So the number one tip I would have would be to focus just one day at a time. Focus on today. Today you eat clean. Today is the day you eat clean. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the next day. Don't worry about all that. Just focus on today because you're going to wake up tomorrow and do the same thing over again. You're going to wake up and say, today's all I need to think about. What am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for lunch? What am I going to have for dinner? What am I going to have for snacks? Plan it out. Write it down. Get a notebook. Food journaling. One of my favorite topics. And I don't want to spill too many secrets, but food journaling is something very special is coming April 1st about food journaling. So, super secret. Grab a notebook and write down what you're going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If I asked you right now, what do you plan to have for lunch and dinner that's healthy? Would you have an answer? When I coach people all the time, I'm like, so what do you plan to have for lunch? And everyone's like, I haven't thought about that yet. I don't know. And then they start to think and they're like, I'm just not sure. Normally people make decisions when they're hungry, not before they're hungry. So setting up your day and planning for it is one of the most powerful tools that we don't use for the most part. Planning our day and making sure that we have a plan to execute that plan. So if you're gonna have a smoothie in the morning and you're gonna have my French dressing for lunch and you're gonna have divine lime for dinner, which is another salad dressing in meal plan 3, say that's your day. You're gonna snack on apples and grapes because that's what's in your fridge. So you're gonna make a smoothie in the morning, you're gonna make French dressing for lunch, and you're gonna make divine lime for dinner. So so how are you gonna do that, right? That's your plan. That's what you're gonna do. You've made that decision, you've put it out to the universe, you've written down, you keep a promise to yourself, that's what you're eating today. So then you have to make a plan on how to make that work. So you wake up in the morning and you blend your smoothie. At the same time that you blend your smoothie, blend your French dressing and blend your divine lime. Then you don't have to worry about dressings for the rest of the day. You blended it all in the morning first thing. Then you want to make your lunch for the day, so you start chopping your salad vegetables. And since you're chopping anyways, you might as well chop enough for dinner too, right? So chop double of everything, chop double of other ingredients, and set aside the rest for dinner. You've got dinner done. Then you don't have to think about it. And then when you get home from work and you're tired and stressed out and you're like, I don't want to make anything. It's already chopped up and in the fridge, ready to go. You just have to dump it. I mean, it will be cold, but I mean, hey, it's a salad and it's healthy and you made it. So you just dump it in a bowl and pour the dressing over top. Or you get home from work, you can take it out of the fridge and let it sit for an hour to get to room temperature. Dump, pour, eat, and it's great. You've got it done. So if you can do that, I mean, in order to do that, you will have to wake up earlier. And in order to wake up earlier, you have to go to bed earlier. We have to plan our tomorrows today. So today, plan tomorrow. Like, think about what you're going to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make a plan and stick to it. If you have to do it first thing in the morning, do it. But I find that doing it the night before is so much more effective because you can plan and organize your day the night before. Like if you have to go out and get something, if you have to go to work or what have you, plan your day. Planning is way better than willpower. Being full on healthy food is better than any willpower that you could have. So eat the healthy stuff, keep the promise to yourself. The more healthy you eat, the easier it is to eat healthy because you feel it. You feel abundant, you feel proud of yourself for making a good choice. Don't make choices based on the initial moment, the taste, all of that. Make your choices based on the entire experience, which includes the after. The after is what we don't consider when we make a poor choice. We should be considering the after when making a choice. So if your options are pizza or salad, right? And you look at the pizza, you're like, oh, but it's going to taste so good. It's convenient. I can just throw it in the fridge, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to make a salad, blah, blah, blah. It's going to taste amazing. That's your reward. But we're told in the diet industry and online to think of all the crappy stuff that we're going to feel from eating the pizza. You're going to have a rock in your stomach. You're going to be guilty. You're going to feel bleh. You're going to wish you made a different choice, whatever. That's not enough to deter us. We want the reward. We're reward-driven creatures. We don't care about the consequences. We want the now. We want what's happening now. And we want the reward. So we have to actually focus on the reward of eating something healthy. So how do you feel when you eat something healthy? You feel proud of yourself. You feel hydrated. You feel happy. You feel excited. You're on your path. You're working towards your goals. Your digestion is better. Like whatever it is. It tastes great. It was easy to make. Whatever it is, that's the reward that you want. So focus on that reward instead of the crappy things, because we already know what's going to happen. But we want to focus on the good stuff of making a good choice. So that's how I would start. Just start. Just start by today. Just focus today, one day at a time. What would you suggest to eat more and what less for neutralizing fungus and other bacteria in the body? The best thing to deal with other bacteria in your body is to grow your good bacteria. We're so focused on killing off all the bad stuff. We're not focused on feeding the good. The good is what's going to maintain a healthy balance in our gut. We can kill bacteria all we want, but we're going to be doing it for the rest of our lives unless we build a good army. They are our first line of defense, and they will keep things in balance if we feed them properly. So fiber. Not doing things like juice fasting or eating low fiber foods, that's just going to deprive them and going to cause more problems in the end with your digestion, just because they need food. The good bacteria need food. So to eat more, again, just start slow. Start with like 1 floret of broccoli with 1/4 cup of cabbage. Start including more variety into your diet in smaller doses and just work your way up as you grow the healthy gut. Because as you grow the healthy gut, they themselves will take over and there will be no room for the other stuff that isn't finding benefit in the foods you're eating, right? If you're not eating the junk food, then they're not going to grow in the junk food. If you're eating the good food, then the good stuff's going to grow and the other guys they're going to leave on their own. You don't need to kill them off. You just need to focus on building the good bacteria. Well, let's see what else we have. Do you make soup with your Vitamix? And what is your favorite soup? Great question. I am actually going to be working on a soup book, a raw vegan soup book. I am so excited to get started on that. That's going to be coming soon as well. So that will be happening quite quickly, not in April, but soon. Yes, I make soup in the Vitamix. I just use the Vitamix to blend for like 2 minutes so it warms up nicely and I enjoy a delicious soup. My favorites are a tomato-based regular tomato soup, and I really like doing, I have a soup recipe in one of my other books for enoki noodle soup. It's kind of like a chicken noodle soup, but with enoki mushrooms, and it's got like a miso broth. So I do use miso paste in my lifestyle. So miso is great. I love it, and it adds a lot of body to a broth. And I just make the broth in my Vitamix, lots of water, some seasonings, and add that to my vegetables, and I make like a soup that way. So those are my favorite soups. How do I get on your email list? Good question. Send me a direct message with your email address and say, I'd love to be on your email list, and I will add you to my email list. I'm going to be sending out daily emails starting in April for a limited amount of time. I'm not going to do daily emails all the time, just starting in April for a little bit of time. I'll be doing daily emails. And After that, I will be doing emails with tips and tricks and advice and recipes and all kinds of good stuff. So if you want to be on my email list, send me a direct message with your email address and I can add you. What foods do you get your omega-3s from? Or do you take a supplement? I look for my omega-3s. Actually, did you know that when you enter into Chronometer a whole head of romaine lettuce, it's 60 to 70% of your RDA of omega-3? Did you know that? Oh, romaine lettuce has omega-3 in it. Blackberries have omega-3 in them. You could make, oh my gosh. Okay, so chia seeds, hemp seeds, flax seeds, and walnuts have high omega-3s. The thing is, I have way too many thoughts right now. I just want to say so much to you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you could make an amazing omega-3 salad with romaine, blackberries, chia, and hemp creamy dressing and have like tons of omega-3s. But the thing is with omega-3s is we can convert into EPA and DHA if we lower our amount of omega-6. The more omega-6 we eat, the less ability we have to turn omega-3 into EPA and DHA, which are the active constituents of omega-3. So we want to be lowering our amount of omega-6, which is like avocados, oils, most nuts and seeds except walnuts. Pretty much the majority of fats have omega-6 in them. It's very easy to get omega-6. So we want to lower those down and increase our omega-3s so we can effectively convert more of the omega-3s. If you want, totally take a supplement. There's vegan DHA, EPA supplements out there from Sea Life, or not Sea Life, Sea Vegetables. I don't do Sea Life. No fish oils in this house. No fish oils, no krill oil, none of that. That does not happen because we are vegan. I meant sea life as in sea vegetables. So algae, stuff like that. That's where the fish get their omega-3. So might as well go straight to the source and get it from algae. So you can get vegan omega-3 supplements. But yeah, no fish happens in this house. None whatsoever. We are vegan. Vegan through and through. Vegan for the animals. We are vegan for the animals. We're raw for our health. So we care equally about the animals and ourselves. So that's why we choose to do raw. I mean, you don't have to be fully raw. You can be high raw and still get amazing health benefits. You can eliminate the junk food. That's great. But we are ultimately vegan for the animals, Nate and I. So big time. I'm a vegan and I struggle anyway with eating too much food. How long will it take to not crave more food after going raw? I dined on all raw for a month and felt great, but could not continue. Likely, I would say the number one reason why people are not able to maintain raw is they're not eating enough. You might think you're eating enough, but you're not. Trust me, I've coached hundreds of people and every single time they're not eating enough. If you feel hungry, eat. If you feel like eating more, eat. If you're having a craving for something, it's just your body saying, give me more food. I need food. It doesn't matter. Eat more fruit, eat more vegetables, have a bigger salad, eat more snacks, have a bigger smoothie, make an ice cream, something. Eat more raw foods. If you feel hungry on raw, it just means you're not eating enough and you gotta eat more. Gotta eat more. It's so incredibly important. Salt, do you take it? I have sodium in my diet through coconut aminos and miso paste. Those are really the only two salt items that I have in my diet. I will randomly, very, very rarely add 1/8 of a teaspoon to certain recipes, like my cashew cheese needs a little bit of salt. Pickles need a little bit of salt. Kimchi and sauerkraut need salt. You can make it without salt though. There's recipes online. You can make it without salt, but we add a little bit of salt, not a lot, not like some recipes are like scary, but we do keep a small amount of salt in coconut aminos and miso paste. I feel when I am completely salt free, I feel even though I'm eating 2,400, 2,700 calories, I still feel really lightheaded because I have a naturally really low blood pressure. So if I do no salt, then I start to feel a little dizzy after a couple of weeks, and I need to add the miso paste or something into my diet to maintain that. I haven't noticed any issues for a long time. It's been years since I've had any lightheaded or dizziness from low or no salt. And most of the time I don't do salt. Like we just have a French dressing with no salt in it. We won't use miso or coconut aminos. It's not a daily thing, but it is still in our diet and we do still use those items. But I'm not anti-salt. I'm appropriate amounts of salt. We don't need to eliminate it completely, just like eliminate it almost all, except for a small amount. Yeah, how can one gain weight on a raw diet? Eat more. Sprouts, greens, work out, build the muscle, and eat more. Eat more. A lot of people just, again, they're not eating enough and they lose too much weight, and you can easily gain weight on a raw diet. You just have to make sure that you eat enough. You're eating a variety of foods. You're eating fats. You don't need to do high fat. You can eat moderate amount of fats and still maintain 10%. Like I was mentioning earlier, a 2,700 calorie a day diet has 30 grams of fat or more in it. And that's still considered 10% because 30 grams is like 270 calories from fat, which would be 10% of 2,700 calories. So it really is just the math. If you eat more fruits and veggies and greens and sprouts and all that stuff, you can eat a little bit more fats and still be at 10%, and you're getting adequate calories, adequate nutrition, and you can gain weight, but you just have to eat more overall. What do you do about the first hump of sugar cravings that feels impossible to get over? Eat. Eat. A lot of it is just because you need more calories. If you're craving sugar, eat some fruit. Fruit is sugar. And if you're craving sugar, then that's what you need. However, most people who crave sugar are actually craving fat and sugar, which is not going to make anything easier. So like chocolate bars, muffins, carbs like pasta with a fat sauce. All of it comes with half fat. So it's going to impede insulin function and you're just going to be tired again anyways. So if you are craving sweets, have some fruit, make some ice cream, make a smoothie, make a date-based dressing for a salad, have the sugar that your body is looking for without actually eating the processed sugar. And most of the time when we're craving that, number one, it's because you haven't eaten enough and you need to eat something. Number two, psychological, because we have a frame of reference, it's habit. We've been doing it for so long. So we really have to focus one day at a time and make sure that you eat enough. Do you find this doable for someone who does not work from home? That's a great question because people all the time are like, Lissa, you have it easy because you work from home. No way. It's not easier because I am just like everyone else. I don't want to get up during a work day and go make my lunch. That's the last thing I want to do when I'm in a workflow. I don't want to do it any more than you do. My tip, yes, it's completely doable if you have a 9-to-5 job. Nate had a 9-to-5 job for a long time. He did it just fine. The thing is you need to prepare. You need to be prepared. That's all it is. It's very simple. Just need to be prepared. If you need to go to bed earlier and wake up earlier to make your lunch, then you have to do that. You have to do what you need to do what you want to do. And you have to change to make change. Like change only happens if we change. So you can do it. I believe in you. Many people do raw and work 9-to-5. I work like, oh my God, in the last little while, I've been working a stupid amount of hours. Like, okay, I've been going to bed at 3 a.m. and I've been waking up at 7:30 to 8 every single day for the last 2 weeks, trying to get the burger book done, trying to help Nate get his book done. We just did pictures all day for his book yesterday. I've been working on a very secret special project. I've been working on something collaborating with another person, which I will not say, again, this is secret, top secret, but it's been a lot of work, a lot more than I thought it would be, but I love it. I love it so much. I haven't had time, but I make time. You got to make time. If you want things to work or have someone help you out. Nate makes salads for me a lot because I've been spending so much focused time on my work. So yes, I work from home. Yes, it seems like it's easier, but it's actually not. It's no different. It doesn't matter where you work or where you go or what you do. It's all about the planning. If you plan your day for success, you will be successful. That's really all it is. So It can work in any circumstance. Hemp seed is a fat. We should limit that too. Well, limit is a hard word. We're not limiting it. We are eating appropriately. Hemp is fat, yes, but you can eat it if you're eating a lot of other foods. If you're only eating hemp, then yeah, I would probably not do that. But if you're eating a little bit of hemp in your salad, that's totally fine. As long as your salad's massive, it's great. I bought today your 30-day plan. It's amazing. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy. Hope you find some great stuff in there. Oh, and by the way, guys, the 40% off any of my current ebooks is done on March 31st. So Thursday. We've got 3 full days after today to take advantage of that 40% off. It'll be back, but not right now. It's ending on March 31st. So if you were interested in grabbing any of my ebooks, I've got Dips and Dressings, the winter book with winter recipes. I've got the 52 to a New You, which is being revamped soon in the next couple months. Meal Plan 1, 2, and 3, and the Nice Cream book are all 40% off right now with code NICECREAM40. You can find the link in my bio. Or you can head to payhip.com/rawfoodromance. Again, link in my bio, so you can head over there. Use code NICECREAM40 to get 40% off, and this is ending on March 31st. Again, it'll be back, but it's ending right now before the bundle. I said it again! Before my burger book and Nate's book are released. So the sale is ending, 40% off any of our current ebooks. NICECREAM40 is the code. I gotta stop talking, you guys. Clean foods taste better the more you eat them and the less junk. Yes, totally. Making it feel like Christmas. It feels like Christmas. I'm super excited for all the stuff that's happening right now. Oh, April's gonna be a fun month. I'm so excited. I'm gonna be interacting with you guys a lot come April. I wouldn't even start with a whole day, read junk food. I'd start with one meal or even adding lettuce to the junk food meal. And that could be definitely for some people who have issues with their gut. You have to go slow. It's good to eat more fruits and vegetables. So just add them slowly if you have to. Do you have kids? Are they eating the same thing you do? I don't personally have my own biological kids, but Nate has 2 sons. So they're my stepsons, Jonah and Jacob. Jonah is 20 and Jacob is 18. They're both vegan, so they eat vegan, and they are vegan ethically, so for the animals, but they eat cooked vegan, and Jonah eats a lot of raw. When he's staying with us, he eats the raw stuff that's here. He loves it. He loves raw food. Jacob, we make stuff for him, like vegan lasagnas, vegan burrito bowls. He makes a lot of his own food when he's here too. So we just buy him vegan products and he makes his own stuff because he's old enough to do that. But yeah, so that's the story on the kid front. Promises don't really work. The chemicals are too powerful, but we need to break it. We need to keep a promise to her. I had an issue with alcohol before I became a raw vegan. I had serious issue. Not serious. I mean, it was serious for me. Not serious compared to some people. But I drank every single day, and it was very hard not to. I was also addicted to energy drinks. I drank 2 most days, 1 to 2 a day, and coffees. So I had a lot of stimulating chemicals in my life. I gave it all up the next day. I just eliminated it completely out of my diet. And not everyone can do that, and I understand that, but that's what I did. Even though they were addicting, I was not focused on them. I was focused on fueling myself and providing myself everything that I needed, and just focus. It's where my focus was. Because I was focused so much on the abundance and the beauty and creating recipes and having fun, I forgot about the other stuff. I ate a bag of Doritos every day for breakfast. And there's a book called The Dorito Effect. They put chemicals in Doritos to make you addicted to them. And I ate them every single day. I gave them all up when I went raw overnight. I haven't had a Dorito in over 6.5 years. But that was just, again, that's my story. I know everyone's going to be different and everyone needs to change slowly. Some can go overnight, but it was really my focus, I believe, for me. My focus was so happy and abundant and excited and creative and all of that I just forgot about the other stuff. And I was so focused on fueling up. I noticed in the beginning, if I did not eat enough, I craved that other stuff. But if I ate enough, I didn't crave that other stuff. Big pro tip, eat enough, and it's a lot easier to say no. Yes, you're still gonna have cravings. I mean, cravings never fully go away. We just learn how to manage them, and we learn how to live without triggering. I hate using the word trigger. I don't want to use the word trigger. Without causing cravings. We eat enough, we eat abundantly, we eat variety, and we have created a new habit. It's gonna take time to move over to a new lifestyle, but it's completely possible. Oh, I'm glad I've taught you so much. So happy that you're here. Earthy tomato is my favorite soup. Yeah, the earthy tomato is a good one. Is nut butter raw? Most nuts are not raw, and a lot of nut butters are roasted first, so they're not actually raw. But a lot of nuts are actually pasteurized to kill off any bacteria before they are made into a nut butter. So when it says raw, it might not actually be legit raw, because a raw almond, for example, who's had a raw almond before? A raw almond has the same texture as a grape. They're super hydrating. They're not like in the grocery store. That doesn't exist in nature. Almonds in the grocery store are man dehydrated. They aren't like that in nature. Almonds have the same texture as a grape. They're super hydrating. They're full of water and hydration. But they are not fully dried. So they have to be pasteurized for sale in many states and countries. So it really depends on where you are. But I still eat nuts. I'm not a purist. I don't aim to be like perfect because someone says that a lemon is a hybrid fruit. I'm like, whatever. I don't give any weight to those kinds of things because I have been obsessed with stuff in the past and it's stressful and it derails me anyways, so I don't even bother. I eat abundantly, and if there's nut butter in something, I will have it because I'd rather have the nut butter than the nut oil. But yeah, hemp seeds has more omega-6 than 3. I know it's high in omega-3, but hemp seeds are a source of omega-3. But yeah, chia is my preferred source of omega-3. I love chia seeds. I add them to almost all of my lunch salads. If I eat too much, my stomach starts to bloat. That's likely because you haven't the bacteria to digest. So just gradually increase your volume every week. Just add a little bit, an extra handful of salt to your salad. Increase slowly so that you can build the good bacteria to be able to digest large salads. How do I approach women during a time like this? I'm not sure what that means. Thank you for answering your question. You're very welcome. It's doable, but of course it's easier if you're home with your fridge and blender and everything right there for you. That's true. It can be easier, but I don't find it any easier at all. I actually would love to have like a scheduled place to go to work where I could just make my food at home in the morning and take it with me. I feel like that would be easier, honestly. I mean, I feel like it would make me be more organized because right now I could just go in the kitchen and eat whatever. And yeah, it's all raw and stuff, but I feel like if I could organize my morning better, last year, Nate and I were doing the 5 a.m. club and we were waking up early. We were making our lunch and our dinner first thing in the morning. Best ever. It was so good. And I would send Nate off with food that I made in the morning. And I didn't have to worry about doing anything during the day. It was brilliant. So sometimes I do wish I had a 9 to 5, but I don't because I prefer this lifestyle anyways. But for that specific thing, I do wish I had a more scheduled lifestyle where I had to make my lunch to go somewhere. But again, that's just coming from my perspective because I've been at home for years and I just feel like it would be easier to have more of a schedule, but everyone has their different thing and we have to make it work for ourselves. So whatever works for you, if it makes you eat more salads, then do it. And the grass is always greener on the other side, right? The grass is always greener on the other side, but we need to water our own grass. Water our own grass because it can be amazing. Let's see what else we got here. Do you ever make vegan cakes and snacks? We do rarely. Nate has a brownie recipe. That's coming in his Dude Food book. It's a brownie recipe. We don't make it often, but every once in a while we'll make it for like a birthday, or sometimes we'll randomly make it here and there. But he's going to be including it in his Dude Food book. It's really good. It is higher fat, so you just want to have like a little square. But if you're eating low fat for the whole day, a little square is not going to be a big deal at all. But yeah, every once in a while we will make some stuff, but it's not often. We prefer making ice cream because it's low fat, it's easy, and it's great. Tooth decay since high raw, completely raw most days. How do I stop this process or reverse it? Number one, rinse your mouth out with clean water after every meal. If you go to the Canadian Dental Association's website, they actually state on their website that 100% of North Americans or Canadians have dental problems. 100%. That means it doesn't matter what diet you're on. It doesn't matter. We need to take care of our teeth, whether you eat raw or you eat junk. We have to take care of our teeth. So rinsing our mouths out with water thoroughly after we drink juice, or we have a smoothie, or we eat a salad, or we eat ice cream, rinse your mouth out. It's not the sugar directly that's decaying your teeth. The sugar feeds the bacteria in your mouth, and the bacteria produce an acidic compound that is what erodes your teeth. Like if you took 2 teeth and you put one in a glass of sugar water and one in a glass of acidic water, like lemon juice, that tooth would erode. This tooth would not do anything. It's not the sugar, it's the acidity that the bacteria is producing. So we want to get rid of as much sugar as we possibly can after every meal to prevent the bacteria from producing this acidic compound. So rinse your mouth out, brush your teeth, floss, use a water pick, use natural toothpaste. I use a toothpaste without glycerin. Check your toothpaste. If there's glycerin in it, I would recommend switching. Glycerin has been thought to protect the teeth, right? Unfortunately, glycerin, through its protection, actually prevents remineralization. So if you go to sleep with glycerin on your teeth, yes, it's going to prevent the bacteria, but you're not remineralizing your teeth. So I personally choose a toothpaste without glycerin in it, and that will help as well. But also just rinse your mouth out. That's like the easiest thing that I can recommend to maintain good dental hygiene, and to just brush your teeth twice a day, obviously. But yeah, it's not the fruit's fault. It's the bacteria in there that are eating the sugar and producing the acidity. So get the sugar out and it'll be a lot easier to prevent. Not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but it's a good step in the right direction. Replace cravings with healthier whole food options. Exactly. What are your go-to recipes when you're short on time? Good question. Smoothies, or just grabbing a bunch of bananas and eating those. Fruit is the fast food. It's the easiest thing to do in the world. I just grab bananas when I'm rushed and I just run out the door with bananas. Or I blend a smoothie up really quick with dates and fruit and other things, and I'll just take that with me. But as for actual recipes, the French dressing is very easy to make. I just chop the lettuce. You can get things that are already pre-chopped. We get a lot of pre-chopped cabbage, carrots, cherry tomatoes. You just throw in the salad. You don't have to cut those. Really, I just chop lettuce, throw a bunch of stuff in the salad, and I blend 5 dates with 2 cloves of garlic, lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, and smoked paprika with water. Blend that. It takes like 1 minute. And then I drizzle that on my salad and I'm done. I can make a salad in under 10 minutes because I've just been doing it so often and it's pretty easy. So I have a lot of recipes that are really quick to make, like lots of simple low-fat dressings in my dips and dressings book, as well as the meal plans. Meal plan 3, by the way, is the best for beginners because there's no dehydrator and there's no nuts, and it's very simple recipes. They're just like basically make this dressing and have this salad. It's really easy. So meal plan 3, good for beginners. Again, all of my ebooks are 40% off right now with code NICECREAM40. That is ending March 31st. So if you want to grab that discount, the discount will be back, but later, like in a month or so. So if you wanted to get that discount now, you are more than welcome to do that. Link is in my bio. How do you deal with food boredom? Oh, I am definitely not bored with my food. Play around with different recipes. Turn a salad into a wrap. Make raw sushi. Make raw burgers. The burger book coming up. There's going to be plenty of options. There's 144 recipes in there. I have in my recipe books now, currently once the burger book is released, over 550 recipes that you can make. There's plenty of things, not boring. I'll make raw soup, I'll make raw stews, I'll make raw chilies, raw curry, different ways of marinating vegetables. I have my ramen, I have my ginger beef. I've got easy recipes, I've got really intricate recipes, I've got all kinds of stuff. I really definitely don't get bored. If you feel like you're bored, go check out some new recipes, try new vegetables, try a fruit you've never had before, venture out and look at some new ideas. Because really, I mean, I used to get bored all the time when I was eating standard stuff. I was like, this is tacos again. I don't know. But we ate the same thing back then. We just change up the kinds of foods, right? So instead of having the regular tacos, we have raw taco salad. Instead of having regular spaghetti, we have zoodles with marinara. I mean, it's the same stuff, it's just different, right? So if you're bored with raw, then just switch it up. Look for new recipes and enjoy some new stuff. Can you save this live? I hope I can. I've been talking forever and I can only save like certain ones. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna quickly go through the rest of questions so I can save this and post it to YouTube because I'd love to post it to YouTube. But it will be saved as an IGTV, 100% IGTV. So if you want to go watch that, you can. Not a question, just sending love. Thank you. Oh, and hi from Paraguay. Hello, hello. Is there a lockdown in your state? Wondering. We just do what we do. I don't really focus on that kind of stuff. Like if I don't know, like lockdown, yeah, there is a lot of stuff locked down, but we live our lives adapting to what's going on. So I don't know, like I don't really pay attention to what's what. I just live my life. I know I know what's going on. It's not that I don't know what's going on. You can search Oregon if you want, but we're moving to Nevada in the summer. If anyone's missed it, yeah, we're moving to Vegas. We're moving to Vegas because our landlord called and said they are going to be selling this house, so we can either buy it or move, and we don't want to buy it because we'd rather have a different property, so we're gonna move to Vegas. News. I've stopped working for me and didn't get the answer. Live stopped working. I'm not sure what your question was. I read that hemp seeds have more omega-6 than 3. Is that true? I'm not sure. You have to check with Chronometer. I don't know right off the top of my head right now. So just check in Chronometer, add some there and check. But it is a source of omega-3, so it's still good. I ate less when I was at work and not at home with all the food always available. It can be something wrong with the digestive process because you might not be absorbing. If you have issues with your digestion, we absorb things that our digestive bacteria digest for us. So we need to build these guys. If we build these guys, then we can absorb a lot more nutrients. So building these guys should be top priority, eating a lot of fiber. Does lemon water promote tooth decay? It's an acid, so it's not great. I've been drinking it for 6.5 years, but I drink through a straw. So if you want to avoid that, drink with a straw. And yes, rinse with water after drinking your lemon water. Missed this whole thing. Oh, it's okay, darling. It's going to be saved as IGTV and hopefully to YouTube, but definitely for sure IGTV. So if you want to watch it later, you can. Moving to Nevada, going where the desert is and the heat. Why Vegas? How did you pick Vegas? Thought you had to stay here for the boys. Well, the boys, Jacob is graduating this year and Jonah had graduated 2 years ago and he's just been working. He went to school for a bit, but now is just working. And they're both actually thinking of moving to Colorado for trade school. So whatever they decide, they want to decide right now, they are staying at their mom's because they both have jobs close to her house. So it's more logical for them to be there. And we just love Vegas. Vegas has a very special place in our hearts. The desert has a special place in our hearts. It's very spiritual for us. So that area, the whole area like Zion and the desert, Valley of Fire, is incredibly, incredibly special to us and our relationship. So Vegas it is. We love Vegas so much. It's going to be great. It's way less expensive than Ashland. It's way too expensive to live here. We've been making it work, obviously, but it would be nice to have a pool for the same price that we're paying for this little place. Yes, we can get a pool and a garage with a yard in an actual house for less than what we're paying here. So, and this is just like a little 2-bedroom townhome. It's got the attached garage, but there's no sun exposure. And we love Ashland. Like, don't get us wrong, we love it here. And we were thinking of staying here for a long time, but since we were sprung with this, we could move somewhere else here, but we're like, why not? The boys are grown, they're gonna be moving on with their lives, they're gonna be moving out soon, doing their thing. So we're like, let's go to Vegas. Hey baby, let's go to Vegas, yeah. So yeah, desert, that's what's happening for us. And I'm going to sign off on this live. You guys, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget April 1st, big news dropping. The burger book's dropping. Secrets are dropping. Nate's dude food is dropping. There is so much gold happening April 1st. So stay tuned. If you want to get on my email list, send me a direct message with your email and I'll put you on my email list. But stay tuned. Comment, like, share, whatever with my social media, and then you'll be able to see more posts. Like the more you interact with my posts, the more posts you'll see. And I try to post 3 to 5 times a day with tips and tricks and recipes and ideas. So interact with my posts, share with your friends, share in your stories, tag me in the recipes that you make. I want to see what you make. Isn't it like 120 degrees in Vegas though? Heck yeah. I love the heat, you guys. I love the heat. Coming from Canada, where in Edmonton, it gets to like minus 40 and it's winter for like 7 to 8 months out of the year. I am so excited to be in the heat. I love the heat. So very excited for that. I am definitely in love with that kind of temperature. So how do we know if it's not April Fool's? Great question. It's not an April Fool's joke. Everything's dropping April 1st. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I cannot wait. There's big secrets happening. I've been working with someone very special, a close friend of mine, and we've created something for you guys. But I can't say anymore. So you have to stay tuned and get on the email list, comment, like, watch our stories because things are gonna be available April 1st. So yeah, I'm gonna save this now. I've been talking for forever, it seems like, but I really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. This will be saved as an IGTV, and hopefully I can save it to YouTube as well, depending on how long it was. But much love, you guys, so much, and I will be live every day for the first half of April. So hopefully every day. I'm gonna try anyways. But yeah, lots of stuff coming soon. Stay tuned. Much love and fruit on.